Y'all, it's Throwback Thursday, and I have some mind-blowing UFO sightings for you guys to look back on today, including a plane being shot by a UFO, which is crazy. At least five aliens caught on camera, like extraterrestrial big-headed aliens, okay? And a dip into UFO transparency with UFO footage that just may prove that aliens exist, aside from the aliens on camera footage, which I feel like definitely proves it. Anyway, it's a long one, and all the clips are good, so watch it till the end. Enjoy. Let's start with the incredible think tank who pointed this out, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of freaked out. Some people are saying it's a club. Let's just watch it first. UFO drops down and lights up the entire sky in Egypt. And it literally drops from the sky, hits whatever's over there because I'm seeing shadow, right? So I'm assuming land, and starts flickering all of these lights. In a moment, you see the sky actually turns red above this blue, almost lighthouse looking light. But the thing that gets me is that we see it come from the sky. And someone's like, oh, it's just a nightclub. And I'm like, that's the ocean. And that thing came from the sky. He has more clips. Look at this. Look at this. Let's say Bikini Beach, Explore Beauty, Egypt's Red Sea, webcam, water sports. So this isn't Egypt. It's the Red Sea. This is their webcam. Think Tank claims that there's nothing there to cast this light source. Some people have only seen this video, and they said it was a lighthouse. And actually, if I only saw this video, I might even consider the nightclub slash rave idea. But it's the fact that this thing came from the sky. And I'm I'm genuinely confused because they're like, all right, this is the area in question, right? They're saying Makani's Beach Club, but I feel like from what we're seeing, it's actually in the water, and the thing really did come from the sky. So again, I'm okay with them thinking that for this one because maybe they didn't see this clip of this thing falling from the sky. And as I'm scrolling through, I'm like, maybe someone does know about these clubs. He's like, it's a fucking beach club. Are you serious? And Think Tank's like, do you have eyes? And this dude says, the DJ fell from the sky. A skydiving DJ. I mean, that's a hell of a landing because it was very smooth. Do you guys think that's a skydiving? I'm sorry. That's fucking crazy to me. But I mean, you know, rich people parties, I don't know. But a skydiving DJ? He dives from the sky to land in the middle of the sea and throw a party? I don't know. That looks crazy to me. However, it is so intense that I feel that if it were actually a UFO or UAP, it would be all over the news. Like, this would probably be trending news like the Las Vegas incident. And it's not. So I'm iffy about it. Then there's this one from UFOX. Now, the thing with this page is that they're known to post fakes and AIs, so I don't trust this. It looks really cool, guys, but there doesn't seem to be any parallax. It looks like it's super attached to the movement of the plane itself, which I don't think would be happening. It isn't stationary, it's clearly moving at the pace of the plane, and we're not seeing any parallaxing effect. The sunlighting looks good on it. Again, this page has been known to post fakes, but they've also been known to post real ones. And I hate that they mix them in together because then it's like, damn, it makes it so much harder to discern. And this is not downloadable. I can download some videos from Twitter, but the user has to make them downloadable. He did not make this downloadable, so I can't really dive much deeper. I can screen record it, but it's not going to get us the quality that we want. Now, this one is crazy. Tic Tac shoots down an aircraft during thunder over the Michigan Air Show. This is bananas. How is this how is that enlarged? Stupid. So this is the craft, and you're gonna see the Tic Tac. They're gonna right here is a Tic Tac. Look at that. I had not seen this thing shoot anything down. That's definitely weird. Oh god, we see it, buddy. Show me the shoot. Show me the shot. Definitely oblong, white pill shape. Oh! Oh my god. Wait, what? It really shot them down. Get out of here. It's going, it's going. We're seeing. Remember, this is the Tic Tac up here. It was zoomed in earlier. We're going quickly, so it might blur. We passed the Tic Tac. Was it Tic Tac what did that? Oh, honestly? Yeah, I think so. I know it's weird, but let me try to zoom in. As we go, you see that like little bit come out? I see this pulse before the plane takes the hit. Look, look, look. Right there, it does a pulse. Boom. Right, ready, ready? You see the little dot? It kind of swirls around the Tic Tac itself. It has like a white glow around it. Really look at it. And then the plane is on fire. Bow! And it pops. Fucking A. Thank God for those parachutes. He ejected so quick. Amen. Whoa, I'm glad they're okay. I'm glad they were able to eject. But I was not expecting that, y'all. This could be edited. I'd have to see. I'm gonna check if this one can be downloaded. Let me bookmark it. I'll check it on my phone because it's so much easier to download on there. This might be edited, but it's been up for since 11:40 a.m. yesterday, and there have been no community notes added, and they're usually fast. And I think it's interesting because Think Tank was just getting annoyed because he had seen orb UFOs at another air show, and people were telling him it's just a balloon. But now we're seeing this plane get shot out of the sky. Look at the orb right there. Look at the orb right there. That's not just a balloon. I agree with Think Tank. That's not just a balloon. That's crazy. And now that we've seen a UFO possibly shoot down a plane, we need to take these orbs more seriously in our airspace, especially during our air shows. That could have not just killed the pilots, but it could have hurt a ton of civilians on the ground. That's bananas. And then we have this supposed organic jellyfish UFO seen taking a poop into one of our clouds because what's coming out of it? What's coming out of it? Going into one of the clouds. This is very grainy footage though, and this is very juddery. The way that this is blurred and out of focus, this could easily be faked. I'm not gonna lie. There's even some strangeness with the clouds up here that I noticed. Hold on, let me just double check that. I feel as though the clouds are quickly dissipating in these spots in between as the effect kind of moves through. This is another one I want to download, but I'm feeling that this is not legit. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm more concerned about the damn UFO shooting down that plane. Aliens, extraterrestrials, non-human intelligence. Whatever they are, they're here. And the whistleblowers have been trying to tell us all about them. But what if I told you, not only are they here, but we've actually been interviewing them. Today we're checking out the top 5 aliens caught on camera. We're gonna start with the famous gray alien, Skinny Bob. The video you're about to see was leaked and is apparently a real gray alien at Roswell. They were doing interviews after the Roswell crash in the 40s. Now, people believe this to be an extremely realistic, as it was close to impossible to make such things with CGI at the time that this video was released. Now, you may remember Ivan0135 uploaded these videos to YouTube 12 years ago, but they were released well before that, as even I remember seeing them as a child on TV in the late 90s. So check out the footage. Next, we have the infamous alien found dead in the forest. In this next video, you're going to see two people wandering around in the Russian forest when suddenly they find a strange creature in the form of an alien, but it's dead in the snow. There's a lot of controversy about this video, and many people believe it's real, with debunkers still clamoring to debunk it. I want to know what you think about it. Here's the video.
Пойдем, где нашли? Ну, вон, видишь. Сейчас сюда проходим, смотри. Вон она, сука, безобразие лежит. Сейчас, погоди,
когда нашли-то?
Да вот, ебать, часа 2 назад, хули, ебаный. Собака хули унюхала, сука. И все, хули, думаю, что за нахуй лежит? Смотри,
бывший.
Да я хуй знает, погоди, смотри.
Our third video is the alien from Brazil. Now, I find this one extremely interesting. There is this video that shows an alien that's captured by a group of people in Brazil. You could hear them speaking Portuguese. However, this group of people has not come forward to the government. They haven't made any other statements. They haven't posted anything after posting this alien. So we really don't have much information but this video. Check it out.
Fala, filho da puta! Calma aí, maluco. Porra, vai chocar o bicho, cara. Aí, não falei que ele ia falar, ô.
This is the Area 51 alien interview. Now I'm really excited for this one. This actually comes courtesy of a whistleblower very much akin to David Gresham, the current whistleblowers. But this was back in the day, and this whistleblower chose to remain anonymous. He used the fake name Victor to talk about his experience. The reason that he did this is because, unlike the other whistleblowers, Victor actually had video evidence. Now, before we jump into the video, a little backstory. Victor claims to have worked in a remote secret US facility near Area 51 called S4, which many of us have now heard of. And he was able to actually sneak this video out. He smuggled it out of Area 51. The voice that you hear in the video is Victor himself, but of course, he's masking his voice with a voice effect so they can't trace it back to him. Here is that raw footage. I will warn you, the alien does seem to get very sick and possibly croaks at the end of the video. Check it out.
Alright, we're looking at the interview suite at S4. It's kept dark for the comfort of the aliens. The figure who is just barely visible in the left foreground is the telepath, and behind the camera is a raked seating area for observers. I have to say the medical personnel at S4 are less than first-rate. They tend to be selected for their willingness to keep secrets, rather than their medical competence. I'm sorry. It's very hard for me to watch this.
Last in our list today, we have the perverted alien, Peeping Tom. This video shows a man named Jeff. He's from Denver, Colorado, and he's recording his window because he was having trouble with people looking through it at night. So he wanted to record to make sure that with his new curtains, it was harder to actually get a glimpse inside of his house. It was always the same window for some odd reason. For some reason, he always had this issue with the same window. However, this time while recording, he actually captured something. You be the judge of what it is. Here's the video.
Alright, I'm gonna go to bed. Son of a little bastard. Oh man, what is that?
Isn't that insane? 5 aliens caught on camera? To me, the most compelling videos are Skinny Bob and the Area 51 interview. The Area 51 interview because I genuinely believe Victor as a legitimate whistleblower, as this happened many years ago. And of course, I believe Skinny Bob because I saw Skinny Bob or the video as a child, not when Ivan uploaded it. I then saw the Ivan upload later with a little bit more information that he added. I think these videos are fabulous, and they're just a glimpse of what the actual truth is. But I want to know what you guys think. Did we capture 5 aliens on camera? Are these aliens or suspiciously elaborate hoaxes? Let me know in the comments below. And smash that like if you enjoyed this video. Smash that dislike if you didn't enjoy it. Let your opinions be known. Smash subscribe if you haven't already. UAP transparency may just be coming, and there may just be proof that aliens exist. Federal agencies have until October 20th to deliver every single piece of document, every audio and video they have about UFOs to the US government for distribution to the public. The National Archives and Records Administration, also known as NARA, has issued instructions this month putting into action the UFO Disclosure Amendment to the 2024 National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA. Gosh, these people love their names, as signed into law last December. The guidelines reveal the latest strategy to compel the unwilling parts of the US military and the intelligence community into revealing everything they know about the mysterious airborne events that are now called unidentified aerial phenomenon, or UAP for short. Because remember, it is important to remember they have changed the name from UFO to UAP. I wish for you guys to take note of this so that going forward, when you're searching for UFO content, if you can't find what you're looking for, you also try the UAP acronym. It's simple, as Tim Burchett has put it. They spend all this time telling us the aliens don't exist. Then release the files, dagnabbit. The move comes 2 months after the Pentagon's UFO office issued a controversial report to Congress claiming that it found no verifiable evidence the US government or private industry has ever had access to extraterrestrial technology. However, this is a controversial report because essentially we have the Pentagon investigating themselves. So if there's something that they don't want to tell us, they just won't. They'll say that it's not true. Like, we have them investigating themselves. That doesn't make sense. NARA archivists have issued guidelines mandating that all UFO or UAP documents be delivered in electronic formats with detailed metadata for inclusion in a new searchable database to be made available to the public. The database will include classified material that the NARA will store independently, safekeeping the records until they can be declassified for the public. NARA's guidelines make it clear that all government agencies, every last one, are required to label their records with each file's official security status and any special controls, including special compartmented information, which is acronymed SCI, and special access programs, which are acronymed SAP, which is also SAP, which is how you turn your TV into Spanish in America. Every federal agency, including branches of the US military and the intelligence community, like the infamous CIA, are also required to explain to NARA and the public why certain UFO documents qualify as exempt from disclosure under the new law. So if they're choosing to not disclose information X, Y, or Z, they now have to give a thorough explanation as to why it is not possible, not just to NARA, but to the public, which I think is very important and a great move in the right direction. If released in part or withheld in full, the NARA guideline advisory posting stated, cite the specific grounds for postponement in section 1843 of the NDAA. The archives added that these agencies must adhere to either these provisions in the new UFO Disclosure Amendment of 2024, NDAA, or to the provisions outlined in the Executive Order 13526. The order put into effect by President Barack Obama in 2009 states that all classified material over 25 years old will be up for automatic declassification. All classified material over 25 years old. So they're trying to cling on to something that can no longer be classified anyway. Members of both houses of Congress expressed frustration over the watered-down nature of the UFO Disclosure Amendment signed into law in 2024. We got ripped off. We got completely hosed. They stripped out every part, says Representative Tim Burchett, one of the lawmakers behind the act. And unpersuaded by the Pentagon's latest UFO report this past March, members of the House Oversight Committee in Congress have recently said that they are preparing 2 new public hearings on UFOs to keep the pressure on and keep public interest. We don't have facts yet, as Republican Congressman Representative Glenn Grothman explained to a reporter with Ask a Poll late last month. One of these hearings, according to Representative Anna Paulina Luna, I love her, will focus on undersea cases of unknown craft, also known as USOs, unidentified submerged objects. And we've actually seen a few of these on the channel in a few compilations, and we've talked about them extensively before. I find USOs, unidentified submerged objects, to be very, very interesting, considering that they go through the water without splash. It seems like they just phase through. That it's so weird and so cool. We're working on doing something with USOs, Representative Luna said this May. We're talking to some people. And I really feel like Representative Burchett and Luna are on it. I have concerns because I know Burchett has said some questionable statements, questionable at best, offensive really, statements about certain communities. I don't think that that's blinding him to this UFO stuff. We got to be weary of, not everyone has the same opinions, but I feel that this is very important that they're trying to get this information out. They're trying to be as transparent as possible, and they're pushing for transparency in our government about UFOs, USOs, or better known now, UAP. I don't know. I think it's insane that after all this time, we still have some of these classified for no reason, especially if Obama said that anything after 25 years must be declassified. One of the legislative branch's most outspoken believers in extraterrestrial, the Tennessee congressman once claimed, this is Burchett, that UFOs were in the Bible, specifically citing the chapter of Ezekiel as evidence. As such, he's long used his power and podium to urge the government to share more information with the public about any knowledge of the UFOs. Now, before we dive any deeper into this, I do want to touch on the religious aspect. I do believe that they're in the Bible. I believe that they're in all religious texts, but I don't believe it's because these religions are correct and they're like, oh yeah, and this is what it is. I feel that the religions come as our interpretations of what these things are. So, of course, they're in the Bible because the Bible is about them. All religious text is, in a sense, these things that we see as holy or evil because they could be angels or demons, depending on how you look at them. It's just our interpretation of these beings. This bill isn't all about finding little green men or flying saucers. It's about forcing the Pentagon and the federal agencies to be transparent with the American people, Burchett said in the bill's press release. I'm sick of hearing bureaucrats telling me these things don't exist while we've spent millions and millions of taxpayer dollars on studying them for decades. If they don't exist, what the heck are we studying? Behind the declassification push is Burchett's belief that the government has sustained a long-term cover-up of its knowledge and use of UFO technology. The devil has been in our way through this thing, the congressman said. Really? We've run into roadblocks from members from the intelligence community and the Pentagon. He was inspired, of course, by David Grush and his testimony. And I feel like that really put the fire under everyone's butt because Grush was very upfront, very transparent. And as we've said before, the inspector general took what Grush said and said it is of importance, it is of credence, and it needs to be looked into. So I feel like there's a lot of people that dismiss Grush, but they're too quick to dismiss him because what he's saying is credited. It's of credence. The inspector general's like, no, we're gonna do a whole investigation because homeboy's not lying, and I think that's huge. And people really overlook it because they want to discredit this to easily debunk everything that's going on. But the thing is that it's not easily debunked. It never has been. That's why it hasn't been debunked. That's why we're even in this mess and talking about it. Why do you think they're holding on to these files and these videos and this audio? We need to know what's happening. We need to know what we're spending our money. I pay a lot of money in taxes. I want to know where the hell it's going, and you should too. It is absolutely fascinating to look back at these sightings with you guys. It's so wild how long we've been covering this and how far we've come. Although we haven't gotten all of the answers that we've wanted, we have gotten some answers. We've learned new terms. We have non-human intelligence, non-human biologics. We have the plasma beings that are being talked about. Orbs are being taken more seriously. We got that egg UFO or egg-shaped UFO, whatever the hell that was. It's getting wild. Hopefully it all means that disclosure is coming soon. And it also means that you should smash that like button. I'll see you in the next one.